Welcome back to day 5, and somehow we still have even more troops to command. That's right, we've got the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition Decepticon Soldiers from the Transformers War for Cybertron video game. It's still quite frankly amazing that these even exist, that we got troop builders based off of a design that appeared in a video game that came out, well, 10 years ago. Got some gorgeous box art on these boxes here, and yeah, as you can see here as well, looking at them on the back, it's especially apparent that these are a retool of Barricade, who was one of the early Gamer Edition figures that came out last year. Barricade is a very mixed mold in terms of his implementation, so I'm very curious to see how these guys measure up. So cracking this box open, we're going to take a look and see what's inside. We can see here that we still have that classic Studio Series backdrop. Specifically, it looks like it's a backdrop here of War-Torn Cybertron. I forget when in the game this is from, but yeah, a backdrop's a backdrop. The actual Trooper, of course, is right here, and you can see that he does come with a few things. So let's get him out of his box. And release him into the world. Comes with one gun accessory right here. Very similar to how Barricade just had the one gun with him. And yeah, once he's out of the box, you're just going to want to arrange all the kibble properly. Like pick his backpack in. Make sure that the feet are extended. And, well, checking the box on the back here. Let's see how everything is supposed to arrange. Because, yeah, there are some definite kibble differences. For instance, we're going to want to split these bits in the back of the legs and bring these bits around. And, yeah, once we do all of that arranging, here we have the Decepticon Trooper, as he is fully deployed. He does come with a gun, as I mentioned. It is the old-style guns, however, so you are still going to need to actually swap up the arm, like on Barricade. And that is just a case of you just swap the arm out, and you just plug this gun in instead, and hey, he's got a gun arm now. This is based off of how they actually did transform their arms into guns in the video game, but in the later releases, like Starscream onwards, they have moved away from that because, well, while people did kind of like that, people aren't really huge fans of removing parts of the toys, even if it's accurate. Posability-wise, looking at this guy, we can see here that this head here is on a bit of a ball joint. And this head is a very, very good Trooper helmet, too. I really like the shiny metallic greens on him, incidentally, as well. These are apparently based off how the game model actually looked in the game, as opposed to, like, concept and promo art. And yeah, it's a really good green. It actually reminds me a lot of the green they used on the Green Goblin helmet, Hasbro. Yeah, shoulder articulation. Shoulders can't move up a huge bit. They can still go around a lot, though. And yeah, we got up and down. We got an above the elbow swivel. Yeah, this one's only does about 90 degrees, but yeah, we also have full wrists right there. They are ball jointed on this guy. Waist swivel all the way around. Hips. Hips can turn. Hips go up. Hips go back. Knees bend about 90 degrees or so. And then, of course, one thing this mold doesn't have, I guess, is ankle tilts. So, yeah, this is pretty much how he stands right like this. To do a quick and dirty comparison with Barricade, meanwhile, you can see here that the feet, for instance, are very dramatically retooled, and that is actually one of the big upgrades here. Yes, the back is a little bit more kibbly, but Barricade does not stand very well. He has like no heel support on the back here, even though he's got these big toes. Whereas this guy here, the Trooper, yeah, he's got all this kibble back here, but that gives him very, very good heel support. In fact, I think these do actually peg in over here, yeah. And then, yeah, but between that and the toes, you're not really going to have to worry about him falling over in a display. He has a very rock-solid stance. And that is very welcome when you're going to have a whole bunch of guys on a shelf. Just to take another look here at Barricade next to him, you can see that, yeah, it's got a new head, new chest. Yeah, the forearms are new, shoulders are new. Actually, it is It looks very much like it's a new mold, actually. It's just it's borrowing the same transformation scheme. You can still see a few bits in common looking at the back here, and you can tell it's using the same basic skeleton. But yeah, it is dramatically different from a engineering standpoint. So let's see. Let's transform this guy. First, we're going to start by folding up the hands. And we're going to take this backpack, fold this out. Barricade wasn't too bad of a transformation. So this guy should probably be similar. You already could see like the bones of how he transformed because, you know, parts were like half transformed in the box itself. So yeah, we can just peg this entire bit together here. This bit here is going to swing around and in up front. Around in front. And then of course those go up like that. This all needs to come down still. And ooh, it is like a really nice looking alt mode so far. Yeah, this whole bit is gonna telescope over top and up. And that is going to just peg in over here. Tabs and slots. And then, yeah, and then we just take the arms, and you can see there that there's a tab and a slot. So these should just also peg in right here. And as soon as I get these last bits here pegged in, again, very clear tabs and slots. Yeah, once those last bits are pegged in here, there we have the Decepticon Trooper in his vehicle mode. It's a pretty solid vehicle mode. I mean, like, they were generics. They turned into cars. It does have a spot to store his gun right up here, so he can deploy the gun in alt mode. I mean, he looks pretty good. It's just the one small, it's just the one small faction symbol back here, visible in this mode, which makes sense to put the faction symbol back there, actually, given that you mainly see these guys from the back in the actual video game. If you were, like, controlling one, like, a lot of those guys had very visible faction symbols on their backs. Because video game. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. The wheels all spin. They even did paint the purple rims on the wheels here, which is kind of nice. It's actually really easy to miss that because these wheels are in the gray plastic, but it's there. Yeah, it's got all the highlights you expect of this mold here. It looks pretty rad, honestly. A few bits aren't quite pegging in properly, but I think that's just a matter of just me quickly transforming it. Like you can already see here, for instance, I didn't peg these arms together properly on this side. So we need to bring that up and in. And I mean, hey, kudos to a figure that is, yeah, there we go, like that. Yeah, so everything is going to lock together really well when you actually transform this guy properly. Like it's, yeah, it's a very solid troop builder here. Very solid troop builder, very quick to transform, and that is something that you absolutely always want in a troop builder. We do need to do a proper scale comparison with the boss, of course, and I'm happy to say that these guys do go really well together with Megatron, as you can see right here. Like, yeah, Megatron looks pretty much at home with his loyal minions that he can command around and browbeat into doing whatever he commands them to do. Overall here, I gotta say, the Decepticon Trooper does everything that you want a good troop builder to do. It has a nice clean alt mode. It has a decent enough robot mode. It can hold poses. It's not going to fall down in a display. And it's going to look like a good, proper, generic minion in a display. And it serves all those purposes very well, while also fixing issues that the original version of this had, like the really, really bad heals on Barricade. Completely alleviated on this guy here. With that said, this is Techno signing off, and that's day 5, done and dusted.